Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. It's a radio show. Wrong. It's the JHouze Radio Podcast. Do, 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 do. There you go. That's me.
I felt that. I felt that. Actually
You
looked up
felt
in the
that,
air.
right?
Yeah.
Came
That
right
was
from the
good.
heart. Came right from the heart.
That's actually one of the best intros you've ever done. Actually, that was actually really good.
No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I think the best one is, and the secret you don't want to tell your mama.
Oh yeah, it's classic. To this day, it holds up.
To this
To this
day,
day,
it
it holds
holds
up.
up.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today, just like Los just hinted at, we're going to be talking about the new Superman film, directed by our boy James Gunn. This is the official first, I guess you can say, entry
First
of
shot of the gun show.
yes, first shot of the gun. Wow, that's actually good. Los is on point. 2 for 2 here.
Thank you,
First
thank you, thank you.
shot of the gun show. Was it a blank? Was it a
No,
headshot?
it wasn't a blank,
Was
but
it a
for
blank?
me, it wasn't quite a bullseye.
Okay. Okay. Um, for anybody who's just joining in, this is J House Radio. We are your we are the pop culture podcast. If you guys are watching the video version of this, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, I know that's pretty pretty obvious that everybody always says that on YouTube, but it's still appreciated. If you're listening to the audio version of this, don't forget to leave a review as well. Tell a friend, and spread the word. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Superman, giving our thoughts. We're going to start off with the non-spoiler version because why not? Just so you guys can, whoever hasn't seen the film yet, can actually enjoy the conversation. And then after that, we will let you guys know when we're going to jump into the spoiler section of the show, and then we might jump into some Marvel news as well. Why not? I feel like we've become the comic book podcast, Los.
Well, the thing is, right now, pop culture is in a very strange place because we don't have a unified TV like we used to, like back in the the last century or the beginning of this century. Everyone kind of watches what they want. Pop
Yeah,
culture has become very weird, and a lot of the things that people are focused on in pop culture when it comes to movies are superhero movies. It has become our mythology, our our Zeus, our Athena, our Thor, our Odin, our you know, um, our mythology, our gods, essentially.
yeah,
So because of that, we've it's really become that. Then we have the rare exceptions of Star Wars and Star Trek that happen to be thrown in there, but there really isn't much in pop culture nowadays, unless you want to get into like weird minutia like Pokemon cards or things like that. So because of that, we focus on a lot of superhero movies. Like the next one coming out is Fantastic Four.
can't wait for that one. Super excited. Probably going to be the best Marvel movie of all time. Major sarcasm.
Oh, thank God, because I have no hope for that movie.
I'm beginning with things I've been seeing, trailers I've been watching. I was actually kind of excited. Well, not really excited. I was hopeful for it, and then as time went on, I feel like I'm kind of losing that hope a little bit. I watched pretty much all the trailers up to this point, and I feel like the more trailers I watch of it, the more I'm just looking at. I'm like, man, this doesn't look like it's gonna be good. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's gonna be good.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. So, but that's not what we're here for right now. We are here for James Gunn. We are here for the man that we've been talking about for probably about the past 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
So,
Well, before we start, okay,
okay.
um, like I said, it's the first shot of the gun show. It was a good shot. It wasn't a bullseye. The movie was good, but not great. Um, does it make me feel like the rest of the I don't know, is it called the DCU now? DCEU, DC.
I don't know, actually. I mean, let's
Well,
just
we'll stick
talk.
to the gun show.
Yeah,
So it
we'll
makes
just
me feel like the rest of the gun show will be really good, but I doubt it'll be great.
I don't know if I want to go there yet, only because this is his first time taking control of an entire universe. Essentially, like you said, it wasn't a bullseye, but I think him taking over the DC universe the DCU is essentially going to be a learning curve, huh?
The gun show.
The gun show, him taking ahead of the gun show. I think it's essentially is going to be a learning curve. You know, every each movie that he puts out, hopefully will get better. But each movie that he puts out in this universe is going to be a learning curve for him, honestly. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can say that yet. I don't know if I can say that or worry that it might not get better as time goes on. I got to see more. It's only the
See,
first shot. It's the
see,
first
here's
shot.
the thing: if everything maintains the quality that this Superman is, right, it will be successful. Will it reach the levels of Marvel Stage 1 and 2? Probably not. But will it be successful? Will it earn money? Will it keep making movies? Absolutely. I just My problem was there was humor injected in certain places that I kind of felt like paused the film in like one or two little places,
I
you
agree.
know.
I agree.
Um, but there were other parts that I was looking forward to, like every scene with Crypto. I absolutely loved
Yeah. Well,
because
except except for one for
my
me.
dog Fluffy was like that till she was a year and a half. So
Oh
like
yeah.
it just made me just die of laughter seeing another dog act that way.
hmm there was one scene that I didn't like, but I'll touch base on that in spoilers.
The spoiler part.
Yeah, I mean the one
So
the one the one character that I
considering that I
did.
have a couple questions for you.
Okay. Well, I feel like your question is probably going to be what I might answer, so I'll let you ask your question just in case.
Okay, go ahead. You first.
No, no, no. I'm going to let you ask your question just in case. What
I
you're.
have a series of questions about the movie that what your opinions were.
Oh, okay. Well, one of my questions that I do want to answer is favorite character. Mr. Fantastic is my favorite character in the film.
Mr. Terrific.
Terrific. I always say it backwards. One minute I'll say terrific, then I'll go back and say fantastic. Um, Mr. Terrific is my favorite character. I absolutely love that guy. When I first saw that he was cast to play him, I didn't know what we were gonna get. You know what I mean? Which was kind of exciting because we didn't see much of this character in the trailer, so I was very curious to see how he was going to portray this character. Amazing job. I would actually love to see a TV show of this of his character because
Go
something
ahead, go ahead.
short, something short, not like a 12, 15, episode. If it was just like, 4 or 5 episodes, all right, fine. I would, or just in general, I would love to see more of his character. I thought he was fun. It was nice just to see, like, you know, a tempered black guy in a comic book universe. You know what I mean? It was just a nice change of pace. I liked it.
Well, this is the second live action iteration of the character. The first live action iteration was done on the Arrow TV show. And on the Arrow TV show, he was a very nervous character, like a very nervous guy, and he was also gay.
Okay.
His gayness wasn't um it was presented the way it should be. It happened to be a character that was gay, as opposed to how some shows try to beat you over the head with it.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to beat anybody's sexual. You don't have to beat the audience over the head with the character sexuality. You just mention it and move on. You know.
Yeah.
This iteration I absolutely loved, and the fact that that actor was originally in X-Men First Class made me love the fact that they're picking actors that like to be in comic book movies.
Yeah. I've actually noticed that lately. I've noticed that lately, which is actually kind of a good thing because I think a lot of people see what Tom Holland brings to the Marvel universe. He loves being Spider-Man. And because he loves being Spider-Man, that comes through his character. Like that passion comes through his
Yeah.
character. So it's actually good that they're actually doing that, to be honest with you.
He was what the hell? Who the hell did he play in X-Men First Class again? I'm sorry. IMDb. I choose you.
Oh, yeah, already got it pulled up.
Uh, Damn, he was in a couple of movies that had the word "men" in the title.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why is he so far
Darwin.
down?
Darwin.
Uh,
That's who he
okay.
played. Um, I like the fact that they picked a couple of He got a couple of Marvel actors in this, you know, such as the guy who played Superman's father. What
Superman's
was his
father.
name?
Mm, not sure.
Well, he played Rocket in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. What is his name? Jeez, I know his name any other time.
I know, just when we need to know it.
Yeah. What character was he in this film?
He played
Sorry.
Superman's father,
Are you sure?
Bradley
That's
Cooper.
him?
Bradley Cooper played Superman's father.
Are you sure?
Yep,
That didn't look like him.
that was him.
I gotta look at that. I don't know why, but I did not see that. I did not see that.
He just had a mustache. You just weren't used to seeing him that way.
Oh, you know what? You're talking about in the actual footage. You know how I
He
thought you
played
were talking.
Jor-El,
Yeah. I thought you
Superman's
were talking about like his.
Kryptonian father.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about his farmer father. I was like, that didn't look like.
No, but that farmer father was in Constantine.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's why when you said that, I was like, what? Are we talking about
No,
the
no, no, no,
same?
no. Because that's Ma and Pa Kent.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to say father is Jor-El
Maul,
and Pa is
Paul
you know
Kent. He
Pa
played
Kent.
Paul Kent.
Um, so my next question was, what did you think of the costume?
I didn't like it. Granted, I know that the actor, I know David Corn Sweat, weird name. I know David play. He actually put on some weight for this. I think he put on like 40 something extra pounds. I like the height. He's tall. So build wise, he did look good. But for some reason, with the suit on, he still looked small. And I guess it was too much cushion or just something. It was too much of something on the suit because there was moments where he would like twist or turn, and you can see the suit fold, or you know what I
Yes,
mean.
that was
It
that's one of the things I did like, and I'll explain why. When
okay.
you have a character as powerful as Superman, if you make him look a little goofy and you make his clothes fit a little loose, he's less intimidating.
Okay.
So for that reason, I did like it. It felt more like something his mother made for him
Why did you like him less intimidating though?
because there's something Superman in this movie had said. I hope I'm not confusing my Superman because
Mm.
all the iterations of him, where he said something to the extent of he has to be careful with what he does because
Okay.
of how powerful he is.
Yeah, I do know. I think I know what you're talking about. I forgot what he said
I
precisely,
think it
but
was
I do
during the
remember.
interview with Lois Lane,
Yeah. I think that's what it was.
which is in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that that I kind of connected two and two together.
Okay.
So I did like that. Um, what did you think of Lois Lane? First, physical appearance, and then her performance.
Physical appearance, she looks like a modern Lois. I feel like the Lois we've gotten over the years was very just very business, very professional, um and talks very she has a certain way that she carries herself. More so, like I said, just more professional looking, especially in the way that she carries herself. This Lois was a little bit more laid back, which I didn't mind. I didn't mind the laid backness of it. I didn't like, and this is from a few characters, I didn't like that Lois cursed so much. It just felt a little uncharacteristic, but that's because we're comparing it to previous Loises that we had it before. This is James Gunn's way of doing something a little different with some of the characters, which to an extent I respect because it is the Gunn show. Um, Outside of that, though, I thought she was fine. I thought she was fine.
Well, physically, I didn't think she quite fit the mold of the character, because Lois Lane has traditionally been a little more glam, but
Mm,
the little bits of history that they talked about, she talked about her own personal history, like she's all punk rock and stuff. It
yeah.
fit. So I was like, okay, I didn't mind her vocabulary because she said she's punk rock, you know,
Mm, yeah.
and so that fit. And for the first time, I think we have a Lois Lane who is mildly attractive, because generally I feel like they pick very unattractive women to play Lois Lane. Like they weren't likable. You know what I'm trying to say?
I agree. I agree.
While this Lois Lane I felt was very likable. You know, you've met women like this who have their guard up all the time, but when they drop it, they're very likable. So I did like her, and I did like the character. It's the first time I've ever was like, I like this Lois Lane. Generally, I have not liked the Lois Lanes that I've seen in every Superman production, and that includes the Christopher Reeve ones.
I agree. I mean, yeah, physical wise, yeah, I would 100% agree. But like you said, as far as her personality, yeah, it does match her character in general. But I just felt like overall, it's just the lowest that we've been used to, like in comics and in live action and cartoons. It was different. It was different, and it's. I guess it was just. I think that's all it was. It was just different. It's not bad that she was an ex punk rock who tried to be professional, but she was still a little bit more chill than most Lois's. There's nothing wrong with that. It was just different than what we're used to,
Yeah.
honestly. So,
Uh, what did you think of Jimmy Olsen being Mr. Stud?
um, Mr. Stud,
Remember, because all the girls liked him.
Mr. Stud, who's Mr. Stud? What do you
No,
mean?
no, no, Jimmy Olsen. I'm saying that all the women were like into Jimmy, like he was
Um,
a player.
wait, who? Which character? Who's Jimmy Olsen actually? Who is that?
Jimmy Olsen traditionally is the photographer of the newspaper, and he was the one who was with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, I for some reason I just didn't pay attention to his name. His character name in the film. Didn't really care about it. His character didn't really hold much weight for me, so he was just one of those characters that was there. Didn't really pay much attention to him, to be honest. But
Really, I actually like this version of Jimmy Olsen.
um, I didn't mind it, but I feel like the female that he was into, that interaction with her was like,
You're dipping into spoiler territory.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So overall, all right, just my thoughts on Jimmy Olsen. I mean, I was neither here nor there, honestly, with his
Okay.
character. Neither here nor there.
Um, Last two questions. Okay, and then I guess we can kind of give our non-spoilery review.
Okay.
Um, did you think the opening of the movie was good or bad? And then we can get into why on the spoiler end.
I thought the opening was of the movie was bad.
Okay, so I'm
All the
not.
way all the way up to where the title splashed across the screen. Only because I mean I didn't mind that the opening of the movie, which we already it's like the first 5 minutes. We already saw it. The opening of the movie is the so-called scene that they let us watch for free on YouTube, essentially, like our sneak peek. Um
An edited version of it, because they did cut out some parts of it. Or some.
I can't really get into details of why I didn't like it because it goes into spoiler territory, but just in general, the tone just didn't really get me hyped for the film. Like, you know how you see some superhero movies, for example, I think it was Endgame. I think, yeah, Endgame and in Infinity War. Endgame starts off with Thanos whooping the heck out of Hulk,
Yes,
which doesn't
and Loki.
ever happen. Kills Loki and just demolishes Hulk. That's the first 5 minutes of the movie. Like when you see that, you're like, oh man, you just killed Loki. You just freaking treated Hulk like he was a baby. What the heck else is gonna happen in this movie?
See, for me, it was a simple fact that like I felt like you almost almost like you missed part of the movie when you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I felt like. I was like, "What's missing here? Something feels a little incomplete about where we're starting." I'm not saying that every comic book movie has to start the way Endgame was. Obviously, there was a build up to that, but I'm just saying in general, it's like you didn't give me enough. It's
Yes.
like you, it's like you showed me Superman looking like that, and I'm thinking, "Whoa, okay, something. You're starting me here." He looks like that, that means something serious happened. I'm hyped now. I'm ready to say, all right, what's going on? I can't wait to see how he got like that. And then when you see how he got like that, you're like, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
that's I don't know. It's just it's like you said. It's the best way to explain it. It felt incomplete.
Hmm.
It felt extremely incomplete. Um, Obviously, like I said, this is in the teaser. I mean, the sneak peek as well. The robots. I mean, that was part of the first 5 minutes, and I know that that's technically part of the comics as well.
Yes.
But something about that didn't hit with me. Like I said, it's just like starting the film off like that. The pacing of everything, the interactions and everything, it just felt the pacing felt off.
Yeah.
So I didn't like it. I didn't
Yes.
like it. What
Absolutely.
about you? I'm guessing you feel the same way.
I felt like I walked into the like I was like, is there did I walk in the wrong part of this film? Did they start at the wrong reel? You know,
Yeah,
that's what it felt like to me. Um, and I felt like that set a very bad tone for me for the rest of the movie because it wasn't until way late in the movie that I finally get invested in it,
mhm.
and I got invested in it because of Mr. Terrific.
Same,
So it was all just kind of
same.
trotting along. The Mr. Terrific did his thing, and then I was like, "All right, I'm hooked. I'm hooked on the movie again."
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like
Yeah,
once he came along, I was like, this dude looks cool. He's sitting in his little chair, doing his like tech IT thing, which I can relate to. I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this is gonna be my guy. This is gonna be my guy. And literally every scene he was in, I was like, all right, like I'm hooked. I'm ready to see what he's gonna do next. Like he literally he kept me interested in this film
the
for sure.
only thing I didn't like is you got to see every character with their mask off except for him.
Uh, I didn't mind it. I didn't
I
mind it.
did mind it because the thing about superhero movies is you get to see them as themselves and then as their superhero persona. And he was just always Mr. Terrific. He was never himself.
I feel like he was himself. I feel like him being who he was as Mr. Terrific is just who he is. He's just he knows his job as Mr. Terrific and he does it, but his personality in general, that's just him, you
Listen,
know.
even Batman becomes Bruce Wayne every once in a while.
Yeah. I
That was
think
my only, and that's a very, 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 very minor gripe.
yeah.
It's not anything negative. It was just more of like, hey, how come he doesn't get to have a personal life?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean I think that's also why, like I said earlier, I would love to see more of him, even if it's not a show or his own thing, just in another Superman movie or in another DC movie in general. I would love to see more of his character. I feel like there could be something to pull from there that could be something great. Like I would love it doesn't have to be to that scale, but I would love to see the Iron Man effect for his character. Like a character that's not that big, people barely really follow him that much, or even like the Guardians effect with his character. He's not that big of a character, but you can pull from him and just really do something amazing with his character.
I think this has been the best rendition of Mister Terrific because he's been in the animated series. He was in Arrow.
Yeah,
He's been in and he's crossed over in a whole bunch of other books. He
yeah,
didn't just stay to Justice League and stuff like that. So I just think it's the best rendition of that character, and it was a really balanced, well performed, well written character, and that's such a rarity to get
it is.
in superhero films. You get a very unbalanced performance, or the characters unwritten well. Like they're always funny, and then but until they're not, until they don't have to be. Where he was just even the whole time. Like you never felt like it was out of character
Yeah.
anything he said or did.
I was waiting for it to happen. I was like, this character, like I like this character too much. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna do something or say something, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, never mind. He was just okay. But no, I the entire time from start to finish, I loved his character.
Yeah.
So,
All right. And
um,
last question before we go on to the review.
okay.
What did you think of Luthor?
Um, I actually liked his performance. He was especially way better than in Batman v Superman, 100%. Um, I feel like there were moments with his character where he would say things or do things a certain way, and you're like, dude, this guy is no joke. There's like that one scene, I'm not going to spoil it, but in like the so-called jail cell, what he did, you know what I'm talking
Yes.
about? I didn't expect that for this movie. I didn't expect
Really?
that. Yeah, because of the tone of the movie leading up to that point, it was just kind of jokey with a lot of things, and I figured like, yeah, he'll probably do something bad, like he won't do that. And when it happened, I was like, oh, this dude is no joke. And he's like, all right, that happened. I'll be back with another one. And I was just like, yo, what? This dude's brolic.
Do you know
So
what my opinion of him was?
what?
He's a jealous bitch.
That yeah,
And that never left the screen.
I noticed that more. I'm not going to say what in particular, but I noticed that more so towards the end of the movie. Like getting towards the end of the movie, I started to see that. I mean, he even said yeah, going towards the end of the movie. I noticed that more, and then it kind of turned me off a little bit. But the first half of the movie, I loved his character. I thought it was great. And then, like you said, where the whole jealousy thing started to come out towards the end, I kind of walked back on that a little bit because I'm like, I mean, this is not. I mean, technically, Luther, if you really think about it, that's all he's ever been in terms of Superman. Honestly, I mean, he never really
No,
put it out there.
Luther has always been this sort of weird um racist, He's like, I don't like Superman because you're not human. Earth should be for humans. Um that's always the vibe I got of him in the cartoons and in the comics. Whereas, in the previous movies, he was just like greedy. Everything was like, oh, I want to get all this land and be rich. But this time I just felt like he was just jealous. And it really made me not only not like the character, but hate when he was on screen. But it also made me like even more when Superman won, and the way he won cracked me up. All right,
Yeah.
so now on a scale, is there anything else you want to say about the movie before we start doing the scale?
Um, no, not that I can think of because I have a lot I want to talk about, but it's spoiler territory.
All right, I
So
will say this:
jump into the
the
scale.
trailer did the film justice.
Ye-
It really did do the film justice. It did highlight all the important scenes in the movie. It didn't give too much away, and although the tone of the trailer is a little more action oriented, this movie did have a lot of action in it, but not as much as the trailer made it seem.
Agree. Agree.
So, on a scale from 1 to 5 chocolate bunnies, for me, it gets a 3.75.
Wow. Not too far from me. Not too far from me. I'm giving this a 3.5.
Okay.
Chocolate bunnies. Yeah, I will give you reasons why in the actual spoilers. So if you guys are listening or watching this podcast at this point, this is going to be the spoiler section of the podcast. If you have not seen the film yet, we have warned you. So go pick up your ticket, go watch it, come back and check us out. So Spoiler
Spoiler
section
in
starts now.
3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
I
You want to
did
start
not.
with spoilers?
I'm gonna start first. I did not like this movie as much as I. Granted, I was a little skeptical going in. I tempered my expectations, but my initial reaction, the minute I walked out that theater, my initial reaction was, I did not like this movie. Didn't like it.
My reaction was it's only slightly better than Captain America.
Yeah, the most recent Captain America, right?
Yeah. Uh, uh,
Slightly.
I was gonna say New World Order, but it's not that. It's not it.
Screw it. To us, it's New World Order. We're
Yeah.
gonna call it that. Yeah. And honestly,
Brave New World, isn't it?
Brave New
Yeah,
World.
Brave New
Yes,
World.
Brave New Worlds. Um, and honestly, the main reason why I was a little upset about that was because this film. Hold on, let me actually add the captions for spoilers, so that way we know that the spoiler section is active for our viewers whenever they watch. The reason why I felt the way I felt when I walked out of this theater, because going into this film, I'm thinking, this is the gun show. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how James Gunn is going to go about this. Obviously, none of us do. But I'm expecting at the very least, he's going to give us something that is true to the source material, which was
It definitely
he
was.
it definitely was. There was a lot of like looking at this film, I was like, I feel like I'm watching a comic book on the screen. That's what it felt like, and I respect him for that. My main gripe, the main reason why I didn't like this film, wasn't really because it was a bad film, was because of the fact that I felt like this film felt like Guardians of the Galaxy 4 Superman edition. That's
Yes.
basically that's
Yes, you said
basically
it
what it felt
perfectly.
like. That's basically what it felt like. Down to the music. Literally down to like you got the just like Star Lord in like the final scene in any Guardians of the Galaxy movie. There's like some 80s pop music popping, going, you're dancing in your seat. Star Lord's got his Walkman going, he's shooting and jumping, shooting bad guys in the eye. The bad guys are like flying away in slow motion with the eyeballs like flying toward the screen like it's in 3D. Literally the same exact feel I felt for Guardians of the Galaxy was what I felt for this. Colorful, bright, flashing lights, and quips and jokes. And Superman cracks a joke, and Lois cracks a joke. Everybody cracks a joke. I mean, granted, I'm not saying that it has to be dry, like like the Batman universe, but Superman can crack a joke. It's okay. But if Superman is fighting and doing his thing, and he's laying down after getting beat up, and then Mister Terrific is like, "Hey, um, why are you laying down on the job? Get up and fight." Man, I'm over here doing some serious stuff. What are you talking? Like, stop joking. Stop joking. Fight. You're supposed to be a beacon of hope. You're supposed to be in like one of the most strongest metahumans. Period. And every 5 seconds, it's a joke. When he's playing, I think for the first, and I know I'm going on a rant, but I've been waiting to get this out for days.
Oh, let it out. Let it out, brother. Let it out.
The first 5 minutes where he's playing Clark, and I looked at it and I was like, man, he looks like an amazing Clark. The hair, the glasses. He even did an interview and said he purposely wanted to hunch over like Christopher Reeve did in his Superman back in the 70s. And I was like, he's doing the hunch. He looks good. I love it. And then after that, after the first 5 minutes of seeing that, he's just like standing up straight and he's just like cocky, like, yeah, this and that. I'm a handsome guy and so on and so forth. And I'm strong. And I'm just like you're playing Clark. You're Clark doesn't act like that. Clark's not cocky. Clark's not full of himself. He just seemed like he was a little full of himself. And it didn't feel
Yes.
like Clark. And I'm like, what am I looking at here? And then Superman, he gets in his Superman uniform, he gets even more cocky. He's like, "Hey, man, like, don't you dare try to mess with me. I'm stronger than you." And it's like, are you Star Lord or are you Superman? What's
Well,
going on here?
traditionally, Superman is a little cocky. Um, But then again, if you're the most powerful creature in the whole planet, you would be too. Um, I do agree with you though. His Clark performance was shit.
I didn't like it.
It
Did
was
not like it.
terrible.
It looked good at first. When it started, I was like, this guy looks like Clark. I love it. But and like you said, yes, Superman to an extent is a little cocky, but it's not just the fact that he was cocky, it's the way he did it. It was the body language. And it came off a little too cocky and some of the things that he said, and I don't know. It's just I think that's the main thing that just rubbed me the wrong way is that this felt like Superman in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe.
Yes, I
I
do
didn't like
think
it.
though, if he would have been more like, I'm sorry, I always mispronounce his name. Um, Brandon Brandon Routh, the one from Superman Returns,
Okay.
because he did an amazing Clark Kent,
Hmm.
absolutely amazing Clark Kent. Like I was like Christopher Reeve, Christopher Reeve level of Clark Kent.
Really?
We would have got if we would have gotten a little more of the dorkiness, I think I would have liked the Clark Kent better. I think he did good as Superman. You know, he had a little more of the farm boy um thing about him, which I did like as Superman.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I mean, like it was a good performance. It just wasn't great. Superman was good. Clark sucked. Correct me
Yeah.
if I'm
I 100% agree. Clark sucks. It
yeah.
just it just wasn't good.
What I
Wasn't
hated was the fact that they changed Superman's Kryptonian parents the message that he sent. First of all, Jor-El, which is Superman's Kryptonian father,
yeah.
was a scientist. He was someone who was like, you have to give hope to these people. He wasn't like, bang everybody you can and have 100 kids. Um, I that part of the movie I hated because it didn't stick to the comics.
Yeah, I mean, at first when they showed that scene, they made it seem as if like Luther tampered with it, and I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool that he tampered with it just to make everybody hate Superman. That seems like a Luther thing to do.
Yeah,
And then we found out that no, that's what his parents really said. I thought Luther was just saying that. But then as I put the pieces together, I was like, wait, his parents really did say that? That doesn't that doesn't seem right. I mean, granted, I get once again, it goes back to what I say with all these directors coming in, changing up things in comparison to the source material. I get it. You want to do things different. I think that might have been the wrong move.
different is one thing, but to ruin those two characters that are just as important,
Yeah.
just as iconic as Superman himself, come on.
Yeah, I think you kind of like it's almost like ruining their reputation. It's like now you just made Superman's parents jerks.
Yes,
And that felt weird. I was like, why did
you
you?
turn them into General Zod.
Yeah, I said exactly. Why? That was confusing to me. Why would you do that? Yeah, like you said, they're basically Zod now.
Yeah.
So I just didn't understand why you wanted to go that route with his parents.
Not only that, like then the repercussions of that, where like everyone instantly turns on Superman. Bullshit. Think about it. Nobody turned on R. Kelly 1, 2, 3. Nobody turned on Diddy 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Nobody turned on all these other characters 1, 2, 3. I mean, come on. It takes time. And
yeah,
all of a sudden everybody hates him. Come on. No.
yeah. I thought, see, it's the pacing. It goes back to pacing. That pacing for that particular scene when that happened was weird. It was like you said. It was like a switch just went off. They heard his parents say that. It's like in like 5 seconds ago, the guy was like, "I love you," and then he sees that little scene, and he's like, "Oh, I hate you now. You're the worst person I ever met." It's like, what? I
And
mean,
after
just
he just saved them.
exactly. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That scene because it literally happened within that same scene, and I was very confused. Like, okay, you guys are just switching up that quickly. It wasn't like it was okay. It took time. And then Luther just kept throwing stuff at it, throwing stuff at it. Oh, I found this, and oh, here's leaked audio of Superman doing this, but he really didn't do it. And oh, look at Superman. He actually, killed the cat. And he's actually lying. He used like AI technology or something.
Yeah.
It would have been different. He would have just put out that audio of what his parents said and just threw more on it over time. And then people just started to hate him over time. It just became just instantaneously. That is a sign of we don't have enough time for this movie. Let's just squeeze in here as much as we can. And
Yeah.
that's the part that sucks about a lot of stuff like this. When we get these films, is that I don't know. I don't know. It's just, hold on.
It
I
felt
missed something.
rushed.
It felt rushed. That's exactly what it felt. It felt rushed, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like that. I don't understand why. I feel like with a lot of these comic book movies, we're having, for one, we having a special effects issue, but we're also having a pacing issue. They're trying to fill so much story, so much character development into one film. If you had to make this movie 2.5 hours, just make it 2.5 hours. It has to be 2:45. Just do it. But
Because
that finished
people
the
will
time.
watch a Superman movie for that long. People are that much in love with Superman.
Exactly. Exactly. That was weird.
Yes.
That was like a jump cut in like your timeline while you're editing. You just say, I don't feel like adding this to the to my short film. I'm just gonna cut it, take it out, not even add a transition. Just
Yeah.
hard jump cut. That's just what that felt like.
Exactly. The other thing I didn't like is why is Hawk Girl always screaming?
Oh yeah. I didn't like that. I didn't
I
like
was
that.
like, why is she yelling every 5 seconds?
That
Calm it
was
down.
very stereotypical because isn't she like, I think she's Hispanic, I think.
Well, that's the thing. The decision was made in the DC animated films that all the people from Themyscira, is it Themyscira? Wherever the Hawk people are from,
Okay.
that all of them have to have a Spanish accent. That was
Really?
a decision made in production, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and that is carried over. Super attractive woman, the woman who played a Hawk Girl, super attractive. I was like, damn.
She looks familiar. I feel like she
She's
was.
been in a bunch. She played Dora the Explorer.
I knew she looked familiar. I was like, I seen her in something
She's been in a
fairly
bunch of
recent.
stuff. She's been in a bunch of stuff, and her most famous role is Dora the Explorer.
Okay, that makes sense. Hold on. I gotta. I'm just messing with something. I'm not gonna put this in the show. I'll edit this out.
Okay.
I'm trying to set this up. Okay. Yeah, I knew she looked familiar. I was looking like, where has she been in? Because I feel like I seen her recently. And yeah, you're right. This freaking Dora out here fighting crime with Superman. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Um, another thing I didn't like, and I'm gonna kind of jump around here a little bit.
that's okay. It's a spoiler part.
Supergirl comes in at the end and saying, for one, she's drunk. I get it. I think she just came from the red sun, and when she's in near the red sun, she doesn't have her powers, so that means she can also get drunk fairly easily. Whatever, I get it. Apparently, this is supposed to play into the Supergirl movie that's supposed to come out. She's supposed to be on a planet with the red sun where she's not going to have her powers most of the time.
Right. If they follow the story of Woman of Tomorrow, it's literally about her partying on other planets with a red sun.
I think that's what James Gunn said that he was going to try to do. So I think that's why that happened. I just think, and that's whatever. If that's what you want to do, fine. It's the source material. But I think for us, for the first time, seeing her being introduced to us, especially people who might not even know about the comics and the lore of Supergirl. My wife loves Supergirl. She doesn't know about the lore. She did like Supergirl from the last Batman movie. I mean, from the last Flash movie more than this one.
I
So for people,
loved I loved the previous Supergirl.
yes,
I loved her.
I
This one,
really
I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Another blonde from the comic books.
exactly that's why I like that they picked her from from the Flash movie because she was different.
Yeah.
She wasn't blonde. She just had a different look. and it fit. Like she looked amazing in the Supergirl outfit. I was like, yo, she looked like she's about to, like freaking toss somebody into space. You know what I mean? If you look at her wrong, and that's different. You know, compared to the blonde and the hey guy. You know what I mean? Just something different. That was amazing.
And the thing
Um,
is, what people don't seem to understand is Supergirl doesn't like humans and doesn't like Earth. She
mm,
was, according to her timeline, she was a Kryptonian. She was like 15 or 16 when she left Krypton.
mhm.
So she was raised on Krypton, and then she goes to Earth, and she's like, "Oh, this little stupid backwater planet I'm living on," you know. And she's not very fond of humans, but because she's from the family of L, they believe in justice and everything else, so she helps people. But she's not very like in the comic book. She constantly complains about Earth and constantly complains about people.
Mm, I didn't know that part actually.
Yeah. And so like her being this drunk party girl, woohoo, I'm like, oh, James Gunn wants the girls wants to make a girl superhero movie so all the girls can go, Supergirl,
Yeah,
woo.
yeah. I didn't like that, bro. I thought that was just like why? That's how you introduce us to her? Even if you wanted to do, like you said, the getting drunk on different planets thing for her film, fine. Let that happen on her film. But this is our first introduction. This is to see the new casting of Supergirl. That's how you introduce us? I did not like that. That was very distasteful, and
Yeah.
it was already at the end of the movie where I wasn't really feeling the film, and then you bring her in there like that. Give me my dog, B. And I'm just like, "Oh, come on, like really?
No,
I
it's
was
when
tapped
she
out.
left. She was like, see you later, bitch.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, I'm done. I'm done. Like, come on, man. That's how you introduce us to Supergirl.
Well, I will say though, the actress they picked literally looked like she came out of the comic books. That part I did like. Um, and they kept her in the skirt, which was, which is interesting because a lot of people try to get rid of the skirt with Supergirl.
Hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna like watching Supergirl.
Me neither. I don't think so. I mean, granted, like you said, she does look like the traditional Supergirl from the comics. Good casting on that part. As far as how she portrays that character, I if it's a if it's a Max TV show, maybe I'll check it out. But it's supposed to be a
Even if
full
it was
fledged
a
movie.
CW TV show, I don't think I would
Yeah,
follow it. But it would be better than the Supergirl we got on CW.
that is true. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Well, no, it's better than the Supergirl we got after like season two on the CW. Season one
Yes,
and
yes.
two, top notch. I was watching that like, yo, I'm digging this. Like I was hooked. I was hooked on Supergirl. But after
Yeah.
like season two, I was done. I don't think I ever finished that series either. I just
Oh, I
stopped
didn't. I
watching it.
just stopped watching it. It just got so fucking
Yeah,
nasty.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. I will say this much though, as much as this actor who portrayed Superman was good, my favorite Superman is still the one from the TV show from the CW.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he really embodied a mature Superman. I really enjoyed how
That was
the
Smallville, right?
character was. Say again?
That was Smallville, right? The Superman.
No, sir. I hated Smallville. I thought that was the dumbest show. The dumbest show.
uh, wait,
Hold on.
which one?
Give me 1 second and I will tell you the Superman TV show. Superman and Lois on the CW.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that. Is
I have
that
watched parts of the first season. It is really good.
really?
It is really good. It is what you expected from a Superman TV show,
Okay.
where they balance Clark and Superman, and they balance it very well.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't like their Lois Lane. I didn't like the actress. I just think she didn't do as good as a job as she could have.
Okay.
But I thought Superman and his sons, I thought were great. It was a very, very, very good TV show. It is
Oh,
what you
we had
expect
kids in
from
that
it.
show too.
Say again?
He had kids in that show too.
Two sons, yes.
Wow, I might have to go watch it then, because I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, that another. At first, I was like, another Superman show on the CW. Here we go again. But then I saw a few more like little clips here and there. I was like, this actually looks pretty good, and it's from the creators of Flash. Did not realize that.
Yes. And the thing is, if you Superman was in the crossover shows of that the CW did, where like all the superhero shows crossed over,
Hmm.
and he was such a good character that literally the CW was like, well, maybe we should give him a show too, and
Mm,
it was really good. It ended in the Superman and Lois TV show ends where Superman dies.
no way, really
Yes, yes.
interesting. Wow, I
So
didn't
that
think that
was
was even possible.
yeah, and Superman dies of a heart attack, and like and things like that. Like their Lex Luthor was a very strange take, but it worked on screen.
Okay.
It
Okay.
worked in that universe. And do you know who Steel is, right?
Yeah.
Steel is in this, and they put him. He was a very good version of Steel. It wasn't the Shaq version. It was a really good version,
It
and they
wasn't
picked a
stacked.
really good actor to play him. So
Okay.
Superman and Lois was a super good show, and I did love that Superman because I felt like he portrayed a very mature Superman. Superman in this movie portrayed a very young Superman who's only been doing it for 3 years, was a good character, um, but not my favorite.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about it, being that you said that. I felt like this wasn't a Superman movie. This was a Superboy movie. If you would have, because like at the point in this movie, I think they even mentioned it. He's like 30 years old or 30 something years old. The age with the way he acted at certain points just felt a little weird. He was acting like he was, sometimes he was acting like he was like 20 years old or something like that. If you would
Yeah.
have told me this is young Superman, he's 20 years old, he's fresh out of college, he's just still learning who he is, I would have looked at this completely different, and I would have said this movie is amazing, loved it. But it's not the case. A lot of things just felt uncharacteristic for where he was in his life at that moment, and I would probably even understand the Guardian of the Galaxy esque feel if he was a little younger. Maybe, and this was like, all right, this is like the early 90s. Okay, maybe I would have actually liked it. Like, you know what? It fits. It fits what we're going for. It fits where he's at in his life. This just felt like it didn't fit. Things felt like it was in the wrong place. It was like it's like James Gunn was working on a puzzle and he was just putting the pieces wherever, but it just didn't fit where he put it. You know what I mean? Like that's just the vibe I got from it. I mean, my conclusion in like this spoiler review is that it's the first shot. It
Yeah.
wasn't it wasn't a bullseye, like you said. It wasn't a horrible shot. I mean, I'm grateful for that, especially with the way DC has been over the few years. I'm
Oh,
grateful that it. Hmm?
I was gonna say, oh yeah,
I'm grateful that it wasn't garbage because that's what I was afraid of. I was like, man, at the very least, just be an okay movie. It's the first one. As time goes on, as he gets used to doing this, building this universe, I can see him getting better. He has the skill to do it.
yes.
I'm not worried about him having the skill to do it or being able to do it. It's the fact of like, can he do it on a level that makes us just fall in love with DC movies again? That's
What
my
I
question.
did like was that Superman wasn't overpowered.
I did like that, but I wasn't really unsure why because
You just said it. He's young.
young, but not still, he was young, but still old enough to have been a little better with certain things by now. At least that's what I was expecting. Because, like I said, he's 30 something years old. It's not like he's 20. At this point, he's been probably been doing this for a little while. So I was expecting just a little bit more seasoned to the way he handled some things, to the way he took some punches, basically.
The thing about Superman that I've always disliked is that he was always overpowered. And because he was always overpowered, you never felt like anybody was a challenge to him. This time around, you felt like he did have challenges.
Yeah.
And that's what
Um,
I did like about this one.
how did you feel about what's the villain's name? I forgot his
Ultraman.
name. Ultraman. How did you feel
Oh,
about?
please. That was telegraphed from the moment the trailer came out. Look, it's a clone of Superman. Yeah, no shit. You have Ultraman on there. Ultraman is a version of Superman from another universe.
Yeah.
We all know this.
Do you think
It
he's
was
gonna?
no surprise.
Do you think he's gonna come back? And I don't think it happens like this in the comics, but because he got thrown into the black hole, do you think he's gonna come back as Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, Bizarro?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'll tell
I
you
think
why I
so.
think it was telegraphed. Because every particle that fell in there with him was a square.
What does that mean?
Remember when Ultraman
Yeah,
was pushed down the anti-proton river for the sake of argument?
yeah.
All the anti-protons were square. And where does Bizarro come from? A square planet and a square
Oh,
universe. I thought it was telegraphed.
okay, that makes sense. I didn't see it for that reason. I just saw it because I'm like, this guy's going in a black hole. Something is telling me he's gonna come back just disfigured and just looking all crazy. Wait a minute, freaking what's the name? Bizarro. Like he's gonna come back as Bizarro. That makes sense. Why not? So I kind of just for some reason I just saw that coming. I
Yeah,
just saw that
I
coming.
agree with you.
If they don't do anything with that, I'll be surprised.
You know what? If they don't do anything with it, I'll be glad.
You don't want to
Uh,
see Bizarro?
no, because I think Superman has better villains, and,
Yeah,
and not that Bizarro is a bad villain. It's just that he gets brought up so much.
yeah, that is true.
Bizarro was even brought up in the Superman and Lois TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just kind of think Bizarro is one of those enemies that's a little too much. Like General Zod. Yeah, okay, great. Another General Zod he's got to fight, you know?
Yeah,
And he fights General Zod in the Superman and Lois too, you know? Like
yeah.
it's just certain characters that I think just are played too, are just pulled out too often. Like, oh yeah, this is, we normally fights this one. Well, he normally fights that one. Let's put them in this. No, no. So let's get some different bad guys, you know?
Another Joker.
Exactly. Exactly. Like the one thing that made Christopher Nolan's Batman so much better was that Joker only appeared in one movie.
Mm,
And so
that's true.
yes, you kind of have to bring out Joker for Batman, but you don't have to make everything about Joker.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, that's true. I am
So,
glad. Like random side note, I'm glad that the next Matt Reeves Batman is gonna have Clayface. How often do you see Clayface? That doesn't happen too often. It's different.
a movie about Clayface I find rather bizarre. One, because it's going to have a lot of body horror because Clayface has that whole body horror element.
Yeah.
Two, Clayface is a bad guy, so how are you going to make him sympathetic? And three, like the Batman, the cartoon, made Clayface sympathetic. Um, and you kind of felt for him and you saw why he turned into a bad guy. Um, but I'm not. I think I'll reserve judgment for the trailer,
Okay.
but I'm iffy about it because it's one of those. Let's make a movie out of a bad guy, and we get Craven the Hunter.
That is true. That is true. I still haven't watched that yet, but
You know what? Craven the Hunter is entertaining in the sense of um how can I explain this? You ever watch those cheap B movies and you're like, yeah, I know this movie sucks, but I kind of like it. That's
yeah.
Craven the Hunter. You know,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
got a lot of good moments in it, but overall, you're like, what a shitty story.
What a bad movie. Oh my goodness.
Exactly, but it's got a couple of good moments in it. That's the best
Yeah.
way I'll describe Craven the Hunter.
Okay.
You know, I don't regret watching it, like the Eternals.
We always go back to the Eternals. It
That's
will
true.
never. It will never get old.
Listen, okay, but I will say this much: I would rather watch the Eternals than Madam Web.
Oh my goodness. I'd rather watch anything than Madam Web.
Fifty
Jeez
Shades of Grey.
Louise. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch Madam
Yeah, exactly.
Web.
Same actress. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, 50 Shades of Grey is so
yeah.
horrible.
Well,
Um,
here's okay. Remember we were talking before about how much I hated Luther. Luther was just a jealous bitch, bro. He seemed like one of these freaking like, you know, ultra gay guys from Chelsea. He was like, "Oh fuck you, bitch. I don't care about you. I'm important." Like that's the feeling I got with Lex Luthor. I
oh,
hated him. I was like, dude, seriously, you're a bitch. You're a jealous bitch. You know, there wasn't evil involved in it. It was like, I'm jealous. I want to be Superman. That's what it felt like to me.
yeah.
I hated him.
Oh man, you know what? I didn't see that. What you're talking about? I didn't feel that until close to the end of the movie when I think he literally came out and said that he was jealous of him or metahumans. And then when that happened, I'm like, dude, why'd you say that? Why didn't you just say, "Yo, I just want to kill all metahumans"? Just leave it like that. That's a better way of going about it. Like, all right, this dude is just freaking vicious. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that either. Like, honestly, I
Oh,
really
and
didn't like it.
I couldn't stand the constant bingo. B17, Y12,
Yeah, what does that
Jason.
mean? What did
Those are
that
all the
mean?
moves. He was like, "Oh, B17 is this move, and you do this move against Superman."
I didn't
Like I
like
was like,
that.
"Why are we playing bingo when you're fighting Superman? Come on."
I didn't like that. When they did it they did it at the beginning of the movie too, when he was fighting Ultraman, and I was just like, "What are they
No,
saying?"
no,
And
no.
then I
He was
realized,
the Hammer of Bavaria or something like that at that point.
oh yeah, the Hammer of the Area, and then they just kept saying "By this that." I'm like, "What are they saying?" And then I thought they were just I don't know what I thought they were doing, and then I realized they're calling out moves. So are you going to do that for every single punch? We have to listen to this in the entire movie.
Yeah, and we did.
Why?
And we did
Like,
till the last 20 minutes.
why didn't you just let that man just do his thing? Like, are a billionaire. You have all this money, you have all this tech, and your robot can't fight for himself? That
Listen,
didn't
I
make
would
sense
have
to me.
liked it better if he would have built a Brainiac, right? And put the AI in the Superman clone, and then you could have made a Brainiac for another movie. That would have been interesting, you know?
I
But
thought we
him
were gonna
calling
get
out
that.
bingo numbers, come on.
I didn't like that. See, this is part of the reason why this just everything that we're talking about put together into this movie. Like I said, it's not a terrible movie. It's just not that good. It's just not that good.
It's not
And
great. It's good, but it's not great.
yeah, and it's weird because I don't want to say it's weird, but it's a lot of people are online are loving this movie. They're saying, "Man, this film is fire. It's amazing. It's great." And I don't know. I guess it's just not doing that for us.
Well, the reason why it's not doing it for us, we have a very unique perspective of watching these movies because as we watch it, we have to take mental notes. And as we watch it, we're comparing it to other films. And as we watch it, we're looking at threads. And as I watch it, I'm thinking of comic book storylines. And as you watch it, you're thinking of performances. Like we don't get to enjoy a movie, where people just shut off their brain and enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like because we don't have that luxury because we do the podcast. So we have to break down the minutia. We have to look at the connections. We have to look at the storylines. We have to look at things that make sense. Perfect example. Beginning of the movie, right? Where he goes 3 million years ago, 3,000 years ago, 300 years ago, 30 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago. That was cool.
that was cool.
And
I did like that.
and then Superman plops in the middle of Antarctica, which annoyed me because he's supposed to be in the North Pole, not Antarctica. But since the North Pole is melting, I understand why they put him in Antarctica. Um, and then Superman plops down, and you're like, "Did I walk in too late? Like, what happened here? We're missing part of this movie."
Yeah,
Um,
but then when you see why he's laying there, you're like, really? That's why you're knocked out?
I kind of felt like that scene was more to introduce Crypto than it was to show Superman is beatable.
Yeah, it was.
By the way, Crypto was my favorite part of the movie.
I did like Crypto.
My absolute favorite part of the movie was Crypto.
Cheap freaking dog, man. Cheap freaking dog. But I mean, and I get that. Introduce crypto, fine. But when you saw that teaser online on YouTube a few weeks ago and you saw Superman was knocked out, in my head I'm thinking somebody must have really found a way to take this man down. And I'm not just talking about punched him a few times, kicked him in the stomach. Like, no, there was probably a kryptonite sword involved, some kind of special power that found some weird weakness about Superman that nobody knew before now. And then when we find out that it was just Ultraman and him just fighting and he just punched him 10,000 times.
Well, don't
That's the
forget, Lex Luthor was playing bingo while they were fighting.
oh yeah, yeah, I forgot. It was the bingo aspect of it
It
that
was the
really
bingo
took
aspect.
Superman. Superman is allergic to bingo, ladies and gentlemen. Um, that's it. No more Superman movies. We found out how to take him down. It is BY12. Um, so
Exactly.
when we saw that that was the reason why he was just bleeding from his mouth, knocked out, I was just like, okay, couldn't he have just took some bruises and got back up from that? Why is he all the way in the North Pole like he just fought 10,000? I don't know.
And the other thing is, they made it seem like he flew to Antarctica, got picked up by Crypto, dragged over to the Fortress of Solitude, got
Mm.
picked up by the robots, put on the bed. They put a little bit of sunshine on him, and then he got up and flew away. So in other words, all that took less than a minute because he flew back to go fight this guy. Like if you're in the middle of a fight and the guy runs away, how long are you going to stand there going, "Are you going to fight me?" This isn't
Yeah,
this isn't, the gladiator.
that's true.
How long is he going to stay there? If it took 10 minutes, right? People are like, "Oh, 10 minutes. What the fuck? Now he ain't coming back. I'm going to go buy a falafel or something?"
Yeah, I didn't like that, bro. I didn't like it. I didn't like the robots. Was
Um
was I the only person that didn't like the robots?
I I liked them for what they were supposed to do. I didn't like the fact that they were nerfed and they didn't defend the fortress as well as they should have.
Yeah, I
But
yep,
I also like the fact that um they went back to the 1950s style of robot like in the comic books.
I
So
did like that.
it was a very love and hate thing, but they just kind of felt necessary to the story. So I kind of feel like they were more there to be necessary. And the simple fact that the Fortress of Solitude was just like there for a minute and it's gone was annoying.
Mm, I mean, I didn't mind that. I guess for like like camouflage purposes. I guess that was
No,
all
no, no.
right.
I don't mean about it disappearing. I mean like in the story. He shows up, he gets cured, he disappears, you know, and then we don't really see it anymore. Like it felt almost like throwaway as opposed to all the other movies. It felt like an important place,
That's true. That's true.
and
Yeah.
that's what it didn't feel important. I guess is
Yeah.
my
I
takeaway
guess I
on it.
I guess I didn't think about it like that, but that is a good point. It's a very good point. I mean, I guess as far as what you say about the robots, yeah, it's not like I didn't mind them. It was cool to see them because we don't really see that often, especially in live action. It was cool to see them, but like you said, it did feel like it was just like, why are they there? Because when I first saw that they were going to be there, I was like, oh wow, like his robots are going to be there. That's awesome. I want to see what they're going to do with this, and they didn't really do anything with it. So it was like, okay, um, what's in the next scene? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and again, it was there because they needed to be there.
Yeah,
Done.
that's it. That's it. And I don't know. I was a little upset about that. I mean,
Yeah.
in closing, like I
Wait,
said,
wait. I have two other gripes. Well,
okay,
one positive thing and one negative thing.
okay,
The hypno glasses comment. That's from the comic books.
that was
Why
a nice
nobody
touch.
recognizes him because of the hypno glasses?
Yeah.
That's from the comics. That was cool. uh Miss Hostetler, you know, who was
Oh
always
yeah,
Lex's girlfriend.
yeah, yeah.
That was cool. Um Cat Grant being part of the Daily Planet was cool.
Mhm.
The one guy with the mustache who's always teasing Clark, he was in this because he was in the comic books.
Mhm.
That's cool. Like there was a lot of nods to the comic books that I thought were great. You
Mhm.
know, Guy Gardner being a jerk, absolutely awesome. Like Guy Gardner is one of these people who you don't want him to rescue you, but the Guardians of Oa would definitely use him for like a sneaky mission. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
um, th- that's what I liked. You know, the fact there was enough nods to the comic book that made it feel that made the world feel lived in. You know, and it made it and it carried the spirit of the comic book into the movie.
I agree. I agree. I mean that was one of the things that I loved about this film. I mean, I knew going into this film that Gunn was going to show it the love that it needed because he's a comic book head. Like he reads the comics, he knows the history. So I knew from a without a shadow of a doubt that that was going to be in there. For me, it was just how is he going to put it all together?
Yeah,
Is it going to feel good essentially?
yeah,
And it was a fun movie. Wasn't
yes,
bad.
absolutely.
It was
Very fun
fun.
movie.
My wife laughed a few times in this movie, so she enjoyed it. So if she enjoyed it, then you know it was a good movie because she doesn't laugh at a lot of movies. So I'm curious to see. James Gunn is not directing The Brave and the Bold. We have another director for that, but he might be producing it. So as a first shot from the Gun Show, not bad,
Yeah.
not bad.
The other thing that I really liked about this film was it didn't overstay its welcome. I feel like it ended when it was supposed to. I think that Mom, Pop, Kent being as elderly as they were follows the comic books.
Mhm.
Um, and again, good movie, super entertaining. Would I watch it again? Yeah, it is rewatchable, but it will not be in my favorite Superman movies.
No, definitely not.
It's still Henry Cavill for me.
100%. Henry Cavill is my Superman. That's why he's in my background for anybody who's watching the live
Yeah.
action version, who's watching the video version of this, the live action. Um,
By the way,
so
one
yeah,
little footnote: Crypto was based off James Gunn's dog because James
really,
Gunn's dog is actually misbehaves just like that. They actually did mocap and everything with his dog.
no way.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty cool. Side note, I didn't like the ending, and I get it. It's a dog, whatever. But it just added to just like the weird silliness of the movie. But Crypto is just like slamming uh what's his name?
Lex.
Lex all over the place.
Oh my!
And
I
then
was dying of laughter.
I mean, it was a funny moment. I get it, but I guess it was just the way it felt about the movie leading up to that point. I just like it was just more on top of more on top of more of just like weird silliness, weird Guardians of the Galaxy silliness. I mean, even if he did it a little bit in the film, that would have been fine. I mean, at the end of the day, he is a dog. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Um,
like my thing with the silliness where it was really stupid is when Lois takes the I guess it's called the T plane.
oh
Mr.
yeah,
Perfect
yeah, yeah, yeah,
falls off the building when it comes back up. I'm like, do we really need
yeah.
that movie trope been done in everything? Like, you know, I
That
mean, I heard it
yeah.
take a little dip and it picks up. Okay, cool, but like off screen and then jumps up. Like, come on, like
Yeah,
no.
that did it for me too. I was just like, that is very Guardians of the Galaxy X because they do drive a lot of like they fly a lot of like ships and stuff like that.
Dude, that's very Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie, yeah. I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Why was this film so silly? It's
The
okay to have.
only joke I loved, even though it was telegraphed, was when Mr. Terrific opens the garage door and it takes forever. And she's like, you have a multi-million-dollar facility and you
Yeah.
can't upgrade the garage door?
I didn't mind that.
I
That was
love
actually the
the fact
same
that the
one.
Hall of Justice looked like the Hall of Justice from the 70s cartoon. Like they were
Yeah.
all these little things that were awesome. But again, not good movie, not a great one.
Yeah. Agreed. 100% agree. It's just like you said, I mean, or even like I said, it's just for me, It just felt too silly, too many times. I think that's the thing. I'm not expecting it to be Batman, dark Batman. It just felt very uncharacteristic for a Superman movie.
I think if they would have cut out 3 or 4 jokes, five tops, I think it would have felt the story would have felt smoother.
Maybe, yeah. And like you said, it did. It felt like a lot of action slowed down, or jokes took you out of the action because of how abrupt it was. Like let's just say, for example, Superman's going to punch a bad guy, and he's like, "Don't duck this time. I'm about to punch your head off." They're like, why do you have to say that? Just punch him. You know what I mean? It's like things like that.
The only joke that I think was super fitting was when he stops the monster from stepping on the dog, and he tells the dog, "Get out of here, get out of here." You know how dogs don't listen?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
what are you doing? What are you doing?" He was like,
That was
"Awesome."
fine. That was fine. It made sense for the situation.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? It made sense for that because I'm thinking in my head, how else is she gonna move this dog? You know what I mean? So it made sense for the situation. But like I said, like you said, a lot of times some of the quirks and the jokes just it kind of took you out of the movie a little bit.
A perfect example of a joke that didn't land is Lex Luthor such a bitch. He locks up his ex-girlfriends in that interdimensional prison.
Oh yeah.
Perfect example of he's a
Why'd you
bitch.
why yeah, because when he did it, it was like, why'd he put her in there? Like what is he gonna do? Kill her now? Like I don't know. It was just I know it sounds like we're trashing the movie, but like we
We're not.
said,
We're not. We're not trashing the movie. It's just we're pointing out the things that were just a little odd in the movie.
another thing, side note, another thing that was weird, and I just saw in a trailer that we had playing in the background. Why were like Lois and Clark sitting there talking, have a serious conversation while like Guy Gardner and everybody else is fighting some like jelly bean monster in the sky in the background, and they're just like, he's like, "Oh, you're not going to help your friends? Oh, they're fine. I have other stuff to worry about." And I'm just like, why? Why did we need that scene to happen? Like, why did we need the background?
I
Why did we
agree.
need that?
And then what's even worse is you have that Green Lantern bat just hitting the thing. Like, I was like,
Yeah, that's why I said I feel like I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy, and it just I didn't like it because I'm expecting a certain type of I'm expecting something from Superman. I'm expecting a certain feel
you're
and
expecting moments of seriousness.
moments. Yes, moments. It doesn't have to be the entire film from start to finish. I'm expecting moments. Lois and Clark are having a serious conversation in that scene, and I'm trying and like I'm feeling it. I'm like, all right, I love the connection that they had together. I really did enjoy that. And you're distracting me with them fighting an eyeball in the background.
Yes.
Why did we need that? What are you doing? I think James Gunn was just he was still stuck off of like I guess whenever he filmed this film, he still had Guardians on the mind. You know what I'm
What
saying?
I think it is he was trying to show that even though Superman's going through this, the world is still moving on. But it just felt like with such a neon bright enemy, it was too distracting.
Yeah, it was. It was very distracting. So I
Because
mean,
honestly, I was listening to the words, but I was looking at what's going on back there.
yeah, yeah, I feel like it would have made sense if they were talking about something that didn't matter. Like they're just having a stupid argument about dinner, and then they're doing that in the background. But it's like you know how to make me care about characters. You know how to make me care about your films. What are you doing with this movie? I don't understand.
It's not it's you know how to make me like your characters, you know how to make me enjoy your movie. Why are you distracting me at these odd moments? That I think that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, yeah. It was very uncharacteristic of him to do with this type of film. With this
Yeah.
type of film. I feel like you're merging vibes that didn't match. Like I said,
Yeah,
it goes back to the puzzle piece.
but like it's like when you go to the beginning of the film with the interview where
Mm,
Superman's like, "But people were getting killed." Like
yeah,
that was a serious moment, and that was so appropriate. And you felt every moment of that. But when you go to that conversation where he says, "I'm going to turn myself in," and you have that background, you took away from the conversation, and I feel like you took away from the actors,
yeah,
and I thought that
exactly,
was unfair to the scene.
100%. Which, like I said, that was just it was very uncharacteristic. Going back to what you just said, real quick, I feel like that scene where they were having the interview, she was like, let me interview you, so you can be prepared for this interview that you're about to have." And throughout that interview, you saw different vibes. You saw them being funny. You saw them kind of joking, being a little sarcastic, being snippy with each other, being serious. People were gonna die, and so on and so forth. You know what? I'm mad at you right now. I'm leaving. Wait, you're leaving? Why are you leaving? Just because I'm mad at you. And then see that vibe that we felt in that one scene is how this entire movie should have been. It was appropriate to what was happening, and the rest of the movie did not feel like that.
Yeah,
It did
and
not
again,
feel like that.
we only talking about moments of seriousness. We're not talking about it being a dark and gloomy film. We're talking about moments of seriousness that would help us, I guess, connect better with the characters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
and that's why I referenced that scene, because even in that scene where they were being joking, like where they were joking and being funny, it fit.
right?
It fit.
But it also made the ultra dark scene where Lex shoots that guy in the head stick out like a sore thumb.
Exactly. Exactly. Because like I said, when that scene happened where he shot the guy in the head, I wasn't expecting him to do that. I thought he was just gonna scare him. And then when he did it, I was like, holy crap, this character, because he did that, I'm loving it, because now it shows that Gunn is trying to say, I want you to take this character serious. I
Right,
want you to
but you
believe
have
that he's going to do
too many
something.
moments of him being a little fucking jealous bitch,
Yeah.
okay, and not enough of him being a true villain, and that's why that moment sticks out so horribly.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Um,
And by horribly, I don't mean a bad scene. By horribly, I mean it just sticks out.
yeah,
Like you see the tonal difference and everything in it.
I agree. So
Okay, so overall,
overall, um,
comments about the film, and then I'll give my final comments about the film.
my final comments about the film: James Gunn, if you're listening to this, it didn't suck. I'm happy that it didn't suck, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the love that you gave this film, because there are a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies, a lot of remakes of other forms of pop culture that people make, that they do just for money, or they try to say, I'm going to pay respect to, the source material, and they don't. I really respect the heck out of the fact that James Gunn is a comic book head, that he puts so much love of the source material of the Superman comics in this film. It was great to see, and that freaking warmed my heart as a DC fan, as a comic fan, as a pop culture nerd. It warmed my heart. It was great to see. So in that regard, I can't wait to see what he does with Swamp Thing. I can't wait to see what he does with Batman. I can't wait to see what he does with Supergirl and all these other characters from the DC universe. He said, when he first announced that he was going to be the head of DCU, he said, I'm going to bring out characters that people just either A, don't know about, or barely ever see. I can't wait. The fact that we're getting a Swamp Thing movie that is going to be almost in the vein of a horror film, I freaking love it. I used to love Swamp Thing growing up. I used to love it. I don't know why, but something about that character that was just so freaking interesting. So I'm really excited to, even though we said what we said about this film, I'm still excited or interested to see what Gunn does with this universe, because if he paid that much detailed attention and showed that much love to the source of Superman, what is he gonna do for everybody else?
Yes.
So
I'm going to mirror some of the things you said. First of all, this was a great start to the gun show. Absolutely great start to the gun show. It was a really good movie. It wasn't a great movie, but it is rewatchable. It is enjoyable, and it had so many comic book Easter eggs. It was ridiculous. I'm gonna mirror what you said. It showed he had love for the source material. He has love for the character. He has love for filmmaking. Good movie overall. Like I said, 3.75. Um, but Chocolate Bunny rating, it would have gotten a 4 if he would have just had 2 or 3 less jokes in it, because I thought it paused the movie. But absolutely good shot, good start to the gun show. I'm very excited to see what he's going to do, and I'm super curious what he's going to do with Clayface, because Clayface is a villain,
yeah, yeah,
and that's it. That's
I'm
all my
actually
comment.
interested to see that. So that is our review. That is the last of our spoiler section of Superman. Hopefully, you guys check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know how you like it. Did you enjoy the jokes? Did you love Supergirl? Let us know what you think.
Yes.
So Los,
Before we sign off,
okay,
I do have one recommendation. Okay, since we're on the Superman topic, Superman versus the Elite. It
yeah.
is an animated DC Superman movie where, for the first time ever, you get a hint of what Superman would be if he turned bad. So,
Okay.
really good movie. Recommend it. Um, when it comes to the DC animated universe, there is no bad Superman movie, but this one stands out only because it goes to show you, um, gives you a hint of what Superman would be if he turned bad. Just a hint.
Okay.
Good film. Again, Superman versus the Elite.
Superman versus the Elite. Okay.
And
Interesting.
that's it for me.
All right. My recommendation is I guess it's kind of like a recommendation. Nah, I guess it's a recommendation. Wednesday. Honestly, I know it's a little late to even recommend that, but Wednesday, the TV show that's on Netflix right now, I
Oh,
would
season
say
two's
that
out already?
not yet. It's actually coming out. I want to say, let me look at my calendar. Um, I think it's August 6th, either August 6th or August 13th. One
Oh,
of that.
almost forgot. Do
Okay.
not forget Star Trek Strange New Worlds season 3 premiere that we've waited 2 years for
Hmm.
comes out this Thursday, July 17th, 2025.
Ooh.
Watch it. And
Okay.
2 episodes are airing. So
All right. So then, by the time
don't
we,
listen to me. I'm announcing the whole entire universe. Do not bother me on Thursday. I'm eating dinner. I'm watching Star Trek, and my wife is even like, "Go watch it upstairs. Get away from everybody."
yeah, he's like, don't even, don't bother me. Don't text me. Everybody in the planet, leave that man alone.
Exactly. That
Leave
is
that man
my
alone.
joy. So I'm
So
watching Star Trek.
I think the first three episodes we should do like a beginner's review, essentially. Like an opening review, or do you want to just wait for the whole season to be over and then
Let's wait for the
review?
whole season.
Wait for
When it comes to shows that are in the pop culture but not, um
like
that are
mainstream.
niche, like the way
Oh,
Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate is,
yeah.
I kind of think that it's better when we review the whole season. You
Okay.
know. So yeah, we'll wait for that. So that'll probably be September-ish or early October where we're going to get a chance to review that.
Okay. Um. So yeah, can't wait for that then, because like I said, I'm actually pretty excited about that, and
Me too.
that's weird coming from me being watching a Star Trek movie or show.
Yeah.
So
Again, like you and I are the opposite. Like I like Star Wars, but if I miss something like Andor, I don't care. I'll
Mhm.
eventually watch it, 10, 20 years down the road.
Mhm.
But Star Trek is my passion. And for you, it's the other way around. For you, it's Star Wars is your passion. If you miss
Mhm.
something from Star Trek, yeah, right. Like you haven't watched Voyager, who cares? You know what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say? It's just the way we're wired, you know.
exactly. So yeah, my recommendation, like I mentioned, Wednesday, definitely check it out if you haven't seen it on Netflix. I don't know if you watched it yet, but I'm actually surprised at how good the show was. I didn't know what to expect, especially coming from. Oh, I didn't know that they filmed this show in Jersey.
Oh,
They
they
go to
did.
Jersey. Yeah, the hearse in the trailer that we have in the background had a Jersey license plate, so pretty
Oh, I
cool.
didn't even notice that.
So yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but Jenna Ortega taking over the role, I think she does it amazing. Like
She
her facial
killed that.
expression, she kills it. It's like she was built. She was built to be Wednesday. Her
Yes.
facial expression, her mannerisms, like when you see her as Wednesday, you're like, all right, yeah, that's Wednesday. Because at first I was like, all right, I'll look at her and I'm probably gonna think, well, this is just Jenna Ortega trying to be Wednesday. No, this is Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's essentially
Absolutely.
what this is. So if you haven't checked that out, especially if you're an Adams Family fan, which I am a huge Adams Family fan. Um,
Oh, they released the first 6 minutes of season 2, right, on YouTube.
oh really?
Yeah, watch it. It's good.
I'm debating if I want to watch it or wait.
Watch it.
Debating.
Watch it. It'll make you want to watch the show even more. Watch it.
Yeah, I actually need to go back and rewatch season one just so I can get ready for season two dropping in like a few weeks. I can't wait. I like that they're dropping the show on a Wednesday, so that way every Wednesday there's a new episode of Wednesday.
Yeah, it
Essentially,
makes sense though.
it makes sense. I love that. But yeah, it's Tim Burton at his best. You know, Tim Burton. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. I love his work. Um, So yeah, if you haven't checked out Wednesday, definitely watch it. Especially if you're an Adams Day. I mean Adams Day. If you're an Adams Family fan, it just makes sense. It just makes sense to watch it. Especially since I've been dying for some new Adams Family content, like a new movie. It doesn't seem like we're getting it. So to at least have Wednesday the TV show, it's worth to watch. 100%.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so that's our recommendations. That is our show. That is our thoughts on Superman. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, let me know what you guys think of Superman. Leave it in the comments below. Leave a review for the podcast as well. Check out our Patreon. It's in the description. Patreon.com/the JHouze. And yeah, I appreciate you guys as always. We're going to be doing another live episode pretty soon. Right now, we're just doing recorded versions of the podcast. Trying to figure out some technical stuff right now for us to
Yeah,
go back live again.
it's just scheduling conflicts. It's nothing serious,
Yeah,
people. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere.
we're not going nowhere. As long as Los has his coffee, we're not going nowhere. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, once again, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Love you all. And we'll catch you later.
Later.